Hey, what's up guys? This is Sam OG and wow, okay, so I gotta I gotta make a confession. You know, this vlogging activity of mine always has been a cathartic thing, you know, like where it's like a personal journal where you can empty and vent about, you know, what you do in your life and all that. And I gotta say, it's been a couple of weeks. I've been under like a lot of stress, and it's really hard. It's really hard on me, my body, my mind. And this video is just a good way for me to help me get it all out and you know, actually feel better afterwards. So I just want to start by saying thank you for being there and listening and participating by just sharing stuff with me and all that. So I'm gonna try to have a smile, but it's just gonna be such a tired smile, burned out smile. So there's actually an RPG topic to this. So recently, you know, like every year on YouTube, RPG Land, there is around Halloween, you know, for Halloween, there's a series of video about horror in RPG. People talk about horror in RPG. They run horror game, and they talk about fear. You know, how you can create fear in an RPG and all that. And it's and there's something stroked me. Something stroked me this weekend because it was a Halloween weekend, and I was watching some of those videos out there, and there was a video from Tabletop Terrors where one of the dude there, the GM said, okay, so I want to try to make a horror thing, so I'm gonna try not to make jokes, and I'm gonna try to stay as factual as possible. He said something like that because he was running a horror module, I think they created. So he was really conscious about the way his GMing needed to change in order to create at least a little bit of fear. And he mentioned it in the beginning that he's gonna try, because it's really hard. You know, one thing that I've found, you know, when I tried to do horror game is that the structure of the hobby, I mean, how the way it is played, it doesn't work. And so I GM'd on Halloween. I GM'd my first Mage 20 session, and I want to bring horror element, you know, to Mage. I don't want it to become like a superhero game. So I wanted to, you know, it's World of Darkness. I want to try to introduce horror element in it, and it's not easy. And I'm trying, but even if you even if I was conscious of it, I still had myself laughing during some of the moment in the session, because I get excited. I was happy by what I was seeing, and there was nothing funny at all in the narration of the players. It was just so good that I got excited. So I was like laughing and being happy, you know. And same thing happened to the guys at Tabletop Terrors. They were playing, and I didn't watch it all, but I watched at least half of it. A 4-hour thing, so it was like 2 hours watching, and it was pretty dead serious. There was no joking around, but there was some laughter, some excitement. And you know, it stroked me because it happened in my game as well, and in my session as well. And I asked myself, I think horror in RPG is so hard because I think RPGs are funny in nature. This is my idea today. This is my proposition. I'm not saying that they are laughable and comic and jokey. I'm just saying that they are fun. they bring excitement. And excitement come with smiles and laughter and giggles and lighthearted, you know, because the thing is that there's many ways to be excited by an RPG, you know. Again, like in the mage game I was playing it, like the thing is that there was nothing funny at all about the theme, the tone, the narration, the stuff going on. It was just good stuff, and I was so pleased and excited by it that I was laughing and smiling, which is not good for fear, you know, right? So I ask myself, why it is so hard, you know, to create fear. I think Sean Driscoll did a video again this year about fear, where he was talking about the fact that you cannot force fear on the player or something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said, but to me it comes down to it all comes down to this. You have games that are designed by design, they're trying to produce stress and fear and anxiety, like Dread, for example, which is probably the best horror game out there. You have some games that by design they have horror element in it that are explicitly made for fear and paranoia and all the stuff, that the good stuff that makes for, you know, scary or, you know, stressful situation. And I think that is a first, you know, it's a good way. It's a good start. When you have one of those mechanics in the game that are made for that, it's a good start. Like, for example, Don't Rest Your Head, where there's a mechanic for you know, how much trouble you get when you start when you don't sleep. So you have this tension between sleeping and going on the dark side of the world, kind of thing, where the beasts are, the kind of monsters are, kind of thing. So it create that tension. But if you look at like World of Darkness, there's no mechanic like that in it, so it's really hard. Now, when there's no mechanic, it's still possible to have something really good, but you have to rely on narration and you know, player performances, and that's okay. No problem, it's possible. But again, what it does is that you have so many variables and factors that produce excitement and fun, that it becomes really, really hard to get that fear. So I would say this. I would say that I think RPG are funny and exciting by nature, in a way that it's going to be really hard to elicit, you know, create fear and represent horror genre well, in the sense of an horror experience. So what your horror is going to be, and how horror is most of the time in RPG, is just an aesthetic. It becomes that thing where it looks creepy, it looks frightening, the tone is dark and stuff, and grim dark, and it creates that aesthetic feel. And then you have all the horror theme that comes with it, like insecurity, you know, not lack of power on things, and feeling weak against adversity and all that stuff. So what it comes down to is that the problem is you don't want to take away the fun aspect, and the fun aspect kind of clashes with what most people think of what horror is. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? I mean, the fact that RPG are funny by nature. A lot of people, when they laugh, they have a good time. It's good for a session. It's good for the group dynamic. It's good for all that. So it kind of goes with the territory. And so I don't think the hobby in itself is well suited for horror. It's probably one of the hardest to me, I think. Anyway, Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think about that, and yeah, talk to you soon.